In the remote mountain villages of Turkey, the world seems to fit within itself, as if time had learned to walk more slowly while climbing these slopes of stone and wind. Here, houses lean into the earth with the same humility as the passing herds, and silence is not absence, but a continuous presence, dense, almost visible. The mountains do not enclose, they embrace, isolating without separating, protecting without concealing. There is a sense of permanence in the air, as if each generation had merely taken its turn guarding the place, never claiming it as possession. The cold of the altitude cuts through clothing, but it also clears the mind, reducing life to what is essential: shelter, fire, water, path. Nothing seems urgent, everything seems necessary. These villages do not offer themselves to a hurried gaze. They reveal themselves slowly, demanding attention, listening, and respect. Every stone on the ground, every uneven wall, bears the mark of hands that are no longer here, yet still hold up the present. It is a small world in scale, but vast in meaning, a territory where living is not about rushing, but about remaining. The mountains that surround these villages are not merely terrain, they are natural borders that filter the outside world, allowing only what is necessary to pass through. In winter, snow closes paths and turns the landscape into an almost motionless space where white erases distances and deepens the sense of retreat. In summer, green returns timidly, resilient, sketching short, uneven pastures that sustain people and animals with the same restraint. The territory sets the rules with quiet firmness. Altitude shortens the seasons, the wind teaches prudence, and the stony, sparing land demands patience. Here, nothing is planted for abundance, but for understanding. Every choice, where to build, when to leave, how much to store, comes from a careful reading of the mountain. Isolation is not only physical, it shapes thought, creating a healthy distance from excess, haste, and noise. To live here is to accept clear limits and within them find freedom. The mountain does not promise ease, but it offers continuity. Those who remain learn that survival is not about defying nature, but walking alongside it at the same ancient pace. The day begins without announcement, pushed forward by the pale light that slowly spills from behind the mountains. Before the sun fully appears, the village is already awake in small, almost invisible gestures. A wooden door opens carefully, as if unwilling to disturb the place's ancient silence. The distant sound of a bell tied to an animal's neck cuts through the cold air and marks the start of another day that does not need to be counted. People move with economy. Every step has intention, every action knows its time. There is no hurry because the day is long and the work constant. Water is fetched, fire rekindled, bread prepared as it was yesterday and as it will be tomorrow. Dawn brings no novelty, it brings continuity. Light slowly reveals faces shaped by the climate, calloused hands that know exactly what to do without anyone having to say it. The human rhythm here does not compete with the clock. It responds to the cold, the brightness, the sound of animals, and the body itself. The day begins when the place allows, and that is enough. If you're enjoying the video so far, subscribe to the channel to keep watching content like this. Work begins without ceremony, as a natural part of breathing. Bodies bend toward the land, walk alongside animals, repeat movements that no longer require thought. Each gesture was learned by watching, still a child, and refined over the years until it became instinct. Here, work is not an interruption of life, it is the very way of being alive. Herds move slowly along the slopes, guided by low voices and short whistles carried by the wind. Agriculture is discreet, almost humble, limited by hard soil and short seasons. Nothing is done in excess. Enough is planted, harvesting is careful, storing is respectful. The mountain observes everything, and those who live here know that waste is a form of disrespect. Physical effort is not seen as sacrifice, but as balance. The body feels weight, cold, fatigue, and learns to accept them. There is no separation between people and environment. Both age together, marked by the same time. At day's end, work leaves not a sense of victory, but of continuity. Tomorrow, everything begins again, exactly as it should. The paths that link these villages to the world were not made for haste. They are narrow trails, opened by the passage of years, by the repeated weight of human and animal steps. Some follow the slope with care, others cut through the valley like old scars. To walk them is to accept slowness, measure one's breath, feel the terrain beneath the feet. Every movement is a conscious decision. These paths do more than lead there and back. They carry stories, rare encounters, long farewells. Along them arrive news, occasional visits, essential goods. Along them, too, the young sometimes depart, carrying the memory of the place imprinted on their bodies. Even so, no one walks here to escape. One walks to maintain the bond, even at a distance. Connection to the outside is fragile, intermittent, but sufficient. The village does not close itself off completely. It simply chooses what it allows in. The world arrives in small doses and leaves without noise. The path teaches that being connected does not mean being available all the time. Sometimes the greatest form of connection is knowing how to remain where one is. Inside the houses, the world shrinks and warms. Thick walls of stone and wood hold heat the way one protects a fragile memory. Light filters in through small windows, drawing slow-moving shadows throughout the day. Inside, time does not advance, it settles. The fire occupies the center, not only as a source of warmth, but as a silent meeting point. Around it, bodies rest, hands work on simple, repetitive, almost meditative tasks. Mending, sorting, preparing. The interior of the house is not a refuge from the outside, but its continuation at a human scale. Objects are few, chosen for necessity and endurance. Nothing is disposable. Each utensil bears marks of use, stories that need not be told. Shelter exists to withstand cold, wind, and the loneliness of the long winter, but also to welcome. When the door closes, the outside world quiets. Inside, only the essential remains: warmth, silence, and one another's presence. Food is born of time and waiting. Nothing arrives ready-made. Everything passes through hands, fire, and patience. Milk is heated slowly, bread rises without hurry. Herbs dry as they hang, absorbing the mountain air. Cooking here is not a separate moment of the day, but a natural continuation of work and care. Food carries the flavor of the place, simple, strong, honest. Each meal reflects the limits of the territory and the wisdom of those who learned to live with them. There is no excess at the table, but there is sufficiency. One eats to sustain the body, but also to maintain the bond. Sharing is quiet, almost discreet. There is little talk while eating. Gestures say what words need not. Passing the bread, dividing the bowl, offering the last piece without announcing it. Food creates a common center, a moment of equality. In that instant, the day's fatigue finds rest, and the village reaffirms something ancient. Survival has never been a solitary effort. Winter arrives without asking permission, first in the air, then on the ground, finally in the body. Snow covers paths, silences valleys, and turns the village into a point almost suspended in the world. Days shorten, light grows scarce, and life withdraws into the houses. There is no struggle against this season. There is preparation, respect, and waiting. Cold tests everything: the solidity of walls, the strength of animals, the endurance of people. It is during this period that time reveals its true weight. Every gesture must be calculated, every resource preserved. Silence deepens, and with it comes a particular kind of introspection, as if the mountain compelled everyone to look inward. When spring returns, it does not arrive as a noisy celebration, but as a restrained relief. Snow yields, water runs again, and the land, still hard, accepts the first signs of life. Surviving another winter is not victory, it is continuity. Time passes, but the village remains, faithful to its own ancient rhythm.
The community exists before the individual and continues after them. Families intertwine not only by blood, but by necessity, memory, and constant coexistence. Here, everyone knows each other's names, the stories, who built each house, who left, who stayed. The village is an extension of the family, and the family a way of organizing time. Traditions are preserved not out of pride, but out of usefulness. Certain rituals, gestures, and beliefs endure because they work, because they help get through winter, raise children, deal with loss. Faith, when it exists, is quiet, woven into daily life, without spectacle. Children grow by observing. They learn more from living together than from direct instruction. Elders speak little, but their presence guides. Each generation receives the place as a temporary inheritance, with the responsibility not to break the thread that connects past and future. Continuity is not guaranteed. It is cared for, day after day, like everything in this territory.
When the day ends and light slowly leaves the mountains, the village does not go dark, it withdraws. Silence returns to fill the spaces between houses, paths, and thoughts. Nothing here seems definitive, and yet everything conveys permanence. Living in these mountains is not about resisting time, but accepting it as a constant companion. These villages do not teach through words, but through form. They show that life can be smaller in scale and greater in meaning. That slowness is not delay, but depth. That remaining requires more courage than leaving. In a world that accelerates, these places remind us that existing can also be an act of quiet. The mountain will remain when voices fall silent, when other generations take over the care of fire, bread, and paths. The essential does not change: shelter, work, sharing, silence. And perhaps that is what these villages offer the world. Not a model to be followed, but a question to be kept alive. How much is truly necessary to continue being human? If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel. There are still many villages where time has not ended.